Hey guys, hope you guys are having a great day. Today I wanted to talk about GameStop. It's been quite a while since I last went over my opinions on it. To be honest guys, there's not a lot of new things to say because nothing has really changed since we last spoke. We had their latest earnings report take place, and I know I will sound unpopular by this, but I did not like the numbers reflected on those SEC filings, but it's also not doom and gloom. My biggest issue lies with the silence approach the board has regarding investor relations alongside diminishing sales. We are going to approach this conversation from a very objective angle. I am still bullish on GameStop and want them to absolutely crush, but there are issues I have with the company overall. Before we start, head over to my Discord if you are looking for trading alerts, free educational material and a growing active community. The link will be at the bottom of the video. Alright, so let's go over some of the basics so that we have general common ground for discussion. According to their latest filing, revenue fell 19.7% year-over-year, with software sales falling to 26.1% from the 30.1% last year. They ended their fourth quarter with $1.2 billion in cash, and merchandise inventory was sitting at $632.5 million. The good news, however, is that GameStop's full fiscal year of 2023 was profitable. They performed better than the previous year by quite a significant margin. However, with that victory comes a huge realization, and it's only apparent when you dig into the figures themselves. GameStop's sales continue to go down and the company seems unable to stop it. Furthermore, I was disappointed to not hear from CEO Ryan Cohen, and more importantly, a bit stressed about the fact that the company issued no guidance to investors. As an investor, it's vital to know how the company feels about its future and their plans to turn things around. It sucks to be constantly in the dark. When I look at the number, GameStop's ability to turn things around lies in their own ability to increase software revenue growth. Declining sales as consumers opt to purchase digital media over physical devices don't seem to be stopping, and given the news that Microsoft and Sony are both looking to make next-gen consoles digital only, that only puts pressure on GameStop's situation. The business has been making strong efforts to reduce costs, which has been greatly successful. Domestically speaking, it ended the 2023 fiscal year with 2,915 locations in operation, which is a decline from the 1,949 locations it had in operation 1 year earlier. This inevitably leads to a reduction in revenue, but also significantly improves their bottom line, as the company is surely targeting their most unprofitable stores. So the question now becomes, where do we go from here? Software sales will continue to decrease. Game streaming is picking up steam, meaning people might not even need a console in the future to play video games, and their efforts to pivot business to also selling things like collectibles is seeing reduced success. Their collectibles revenue dropped from $313.2 million to $233.7 million. In my opinion, and I have talked about this many times before, the company screwed up many times by not pivoting business to develop video games. Mobile video game development is a lot cheaper than AAA video game development by a huge margin. I continue to think this is the best way GameStop might be able to make a turnaround while remaining in the same gaming industry. They have got to start making moves by taking chances, which they seem unwilling to do. The best way I would go about this is by tapping into the near $1 billion they're allowed to use towards investments. I would invest that in ETFs with high dividend yields that boosts the amount of cash coming in per year. With that money, I would do 3 core things. First, I would increase the amount of inventory and products the company sells on their websites. GameStop needs to start taking aim against giants like Best Buy and Amazon and become more competitive by having more products to sell. Second, I would slowly start pushing marketing to help people realize great deals they can get from shopping at the GameStop website. Again, efforts into trying to get people to buy physical copies of video games is not going to work. The company has to pivot away from that and focus on segments they can grow over time. Lastly, start reinvesting the money into small mobile and indie development studios. Start putting efforts at becoming more competitive by developing video games you can sell to people. On mobile, you can make a fair amount of money in microtransactions. It's time for GameStop to stop playing defense and go on the offensive. This is, in my opinion, the best path forward by which the company can slowly turn things around. GameStop's lack of communication and lack of general direction outside of cutting costs but letting sales stagnate are my 2 biggest pet peeves. I hope the company slowly starts turning things around. As much as I would love to speak about GameStop weekly, there simply isn't a lot to talk about these days. The company is incredibly quiet. If it wasn't for Superstonk and my own members, I would have forgotten this company existed because I just never hear from it. That doesn't mean I am done with it or don't like it. This channel began because of GameStop, and I would love nothing short of this company turning around, and as I said, I will continue covering it until it goes bust or I die. However, I think we need to demand a little more from them rather than just lay back and not criticize their silence and lack of initiative. Let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think about GameStop and what do you think their next step should be? Don't forget to join my Discord if you haven't already and drop a like on the video if you liked it. I hope to catch you on the next one. To the moon.